Hi Cancer, this is Gypsy Spirit here with you, and I'm ready to give you your love reading for Sunday, January 6th. And I did something a little different than what I normally do. I drew a lot of cards, and I drew from different decks. Of course, I drew from my romantic deck, which is always about love. And then I drew from the Dreamer's Journal, and of course, several cards from my Alice in Wonderland deck. And I'll go ahead and get started. I mean, I looked at these cards for a while, and the story just kind of came as I continued to look at them for a little bit. So this is your Hierophant card. So it looks like to me, Cancer, and it seems like the last couple of times I've been having some readings that with Cancer, for some of you I saw like abusive relationships. Some of them were domestic, physically violent, but others were, you're dealing with a narcissistic asshole or, stuff like that. So what I'm seeing with a Hierophant is that you're trying, and you have come to a place where you are finding some forgiveness. And even in the Five of Cups, where you are starting to come back around and find forgiveness. And I truly hope, because I got some personal messages from some of you that saw the last video about the domestic violence. And thank you so much for responding. I knew I was talking to at least one person, but I didn't realize how many. But for those of you that are in a physically violent relationship, I certainly hope, of course it's good to forgive the other person. Still, again, I will tell you to get the hell out. But anyway, it looks like you've come back around, into the relationship, and now you've got a different heart where you're trying to forgive and move forward. But for some reason, you've got the Ace of Pentacles here. It's like it's not a new beginning. I'm not seeing, like we break up and then we make up, and I'm not seeing that. It's like you've come to a place where there was a lot of hurt and pain towards each other. And now you've gotten to a place where you've had forgiveness for each other, but there's not really any new beginning. And the reason why is, I have the Moon Cup here. It's because you're still trying to justify why you're even in this relationship in the first place. There's things in this relationship that just do not work for you. And I have to tell you, if you're in a relationship, I don't care whether it's with work, romantic relationship, friendship, whatever. If you are making compromises that you are not comfortable with, that are not serving you for your highest purpose, then you are blocking your abundance. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are allowing yourself to go along with something that you don't personally agree with or want to do, and you continue to do it so that you can make the other person happy, you're not being true to yourself. And by not being true to yourself, you start little resentment, anger. It just starts to build up, and then before you know it, you have blockage from being able to move in your journey of life into the area, into the place where you want to be, where you are truly happy with where you're at and what you're doing. So many times we get into codependent relationships, and we're always, trying to do something to try to make the other person happy and everything. And 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work out because you're not being true to yourself, So with the Moon card, the reason why you're not finding, coming to a place of maybe a new beginning, a fresh start or whatever, even though you've forgiven the other person, or you found it in your heart to allow the door to open again, but you got this card. For some reason, you know what? I read for Aries earlier, or yeah, I think it was for Aries, and I'm getting that maybe there was a breakup. I keep getting these crazy stories. You know, I'll start the tarot reading, all of a sudden, you know, a story is downloaded on me. So so here's what I'm getting, Cancer. And this, again, this is just a general read. It may not resonate with you, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then fine. But there are some people that need to hear this. So what I'm getting is that there was a relationship that you had with somebody, and then there was a breakup, and then you know, you both kind of forgave each other. I'm getting that for some of you, you're dealing with a narcissistic asshole, and you got away from them, and now they've come back and have begged you for your forgiveness, and you're doing that. And then now you're kind of finding, you know, the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that now, you know, it's not really a new beginning for either of you. You're right back to where you started from, because that's why I'm getting the Moon card. The Moon card is telling me that there's things that you're just, you know, howling at the moon. That's what that's all about. Changes haven't been made that needed to be made. And you took this person back on their word because they told you that they had changed. But let me tell you something. My first husband hit me. I was 20 years old. I was really stupid in love. And he hit me. And I went to the police. And I was at the police station. And he came and got me from the police station and took me home. And, oh, he promised me he would never do that again. Well, guess what? He did it again. So if you've got some narcissistic asshole that is physically abusive to you, especially, and telling you that, oh, they're never going to do that again, I promise you they're going to do it again. If somebody has cheated on you and you take them back, they're going to do it again. If somebody has lied to you and you take them back, they're going to do it again. People, I'm not saying that people can't change. They can. But in this case, you're finding that, guess what? They didn't change like they said they were going to. And so now, you know, you're kind of howling at the moon like, why the hell did I take this person back? And now you're trying to get out of it, because right here I have a 4 of Wands, because the work wasn't done. It's not a happy household, and there's a lot more work to be done on this relationship. So I am asking you, are you really being true to yourself? Are you really showing yourself self-respect? Because this person that you're with is not showing you self-respect. First of all, they're not respecting themselves. So how can they respect you or the relationship if they don't respect themselves? So that's what I'm getting. And where's the integrity? There is none. So you have a choice. You can stay in this relationship and try to fight it through and be miserable by making compromises after compromise, and then realize that, you know, the true love, the abundance of love that you're really wanting and wish for is not going to happen till you get out of this relationship and start being true to yourself, start loving yourself, self-respect, and don't let anybody treat you like that. You know, run around on you or lie to you, and damn it, don't let anybody hit you. Even if they ball their fist up at you, you got to get out. The last guy that I was with, I'm a little stupid too, you know, because, you know, love is blind. So the last guy that I was with, we've been broken up for 3 years. We were together for 2.5 years, and red flags came up. When we first met, he had told me that he'd been married 3 times. 2 of the wives had pressed charges on him for domestic violence, and he somehow got out of it. That was red flag right there. He's been married 3 times. 2 out of the 3 wives that he had him arrested for domestic violence. And he had me thinking that he didn't do it. He played the victim. They did it. They did it. Well, guess what happened, dear? When he and I were breaking up, he threw bleach on me. He threw me in the yard, in the front yard, by the arm, like I was a rag doll. I had a huge bruise on my arm. And I mean, the police were involved in everything. So, you know, if you are with somebody and they have a history of domestic violence, or they have a history of violence, period, or they have any kind of a history of abuse, don't think that they're going to be so in love with you that they're not going to do that to you too, okay? Because I was told that, oh, there was nobody else like me, and he loved me so much, and so forth. When we broke up, I got to talk to the other wives. Well, guess what? He told them the same thing, and I've already talked to the new girlfriend, and he's told her the same things. So, and I've told her, well, this is what's going to happen, and it's her choice. She can stay in that relationship if she wants to, but I already know how it's going to end, and so do the other 3 wives. So, ex-wives anyway. So I'm just saying, things haven't changed in this relationship. So you just need to figure out how to get out of it, so that you can get to a place where you're happy. Okay, Cancer? It's all going to be good. I promise you. It's all going to be good. Just pray and just listen to your spirit guides, and just, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's nothing to be afraid of, unless you're sitting, this person is in the house, with a gun or a knife, or, threatening to beat the shit out of you, then you might want to be afraid. But don't be afraid. If this reading resonated with you, please hit the like button. If you would like a personal reading with me, then please go to my website at www.gypsyspirittcharleston.com. And if you'd like to hear more of my readings, please hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notice every time I put something out. But in the meantime, Cancer, please be safe and take care of yourself. And I will talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.